Have you ever felt like you were right on the edge of collapsing? That the study pressure, the difficulty of landing a job, or that one bad habit you're trying to quit is simply bigger than your capacity? What if I told you that feeling is a lie? That lie is the biggest barrier between you and the superpower you already possess. In this podcast, I'm going to reveal the 40% rule of mental strength. I'll tell you the story of my friend Yousef, who was about to drop out of university until he discovered this one rule and how it turned him from a failing student into a pilot in control of his own destiny. Listen closely, because we are about to rewire your brain to believe what it should. You are far stronger than you think you are. Let me tell you about the struggle facing every student and ambitious young person. It's not the hard professor or the lack of money. It's your internal voice giving up way too early. That voice is your first 40% of power. Trust me, when you feel like you've reached your absolute limit, tired, frustrated, unable to finish that study session, workout, or project, you have, in reality, only tapped into 40% of your true capacity. The remaining 60% is locked behind a mental wall you built yourself. This wall goes up the moment you feel overwhelmed and say to yourself, "That's enough. I can't go on." That is the fatal mistake. Yousef was a smart student, but he suffered from the 40% rule in his daily life. Midway through the semester, he faced an incredibly tough course that nearly made him fail. Yousef decided to quit and told me, "I can't do this. I'm just not smart enough for this subject." That was his 40% limit. At that moment, Yousef ran into his old football coach, Captain Khaled, who was known for his mental toughness. Khaled told him one thing: your body can go for days, but your mind gives up after 10 minutes. He gave him a challenge. Every time you feel like you want to stop studying, force yourself to do 10 extra minutes before you allow yourself to rest. Yousef applied this simple challenge. When he was studying, his mind screamed, "Stop now!" But he forced himself through the 10 extra minutes. In those 10 minutes, he discovered he was still capable of absorbing information and solving more problems. Those 10 minutes turned into 20, then an hour. Yousef didn't just pass the subject. He discovered that the limit of his strength wasn't physical or intellectual. It was a deliberate choice of will. He became a pilot who didn't surrender to the noise of frustration. You too, Maverick, have 60% of untapped power. Every great achievement in your life, whether it's finishing a complex book, waking up early to study, or breaking a bad habit, happens in that 60% that comes after the mental breaking point you feel. Stop listening to the 40% of your mind. Mental resilience isn't something you're born with. It's a habit you drill into your brain daily. Challenge yourself today with 10 extra minutes in anything you want to excel at. Start piloting your plane now. Always remember, it's not the plane, it's the pilot. Subscribe to the Maverick podcast and join the community of young people who refuse to surrender to the mind's lies. Your journey to self-mastery starts now.